Hey everyone, this is Shivani and you're watching Mental Dental. Dr. Ryan and I have come up with a series of videos to help internationally trained dentists navigate the US dental school application process. So, with the 2025 application cycle opening this March, I hope you're already working on your SOPs and LORs, and it is very natural to feel like you need a fresh perspective and someone who understands what the admissions committee is looking for. Dr. Ryan offers a range of services on his website that will help and guide you through every step in this application process, including writing or reviewing your SOPs to interview preparations. So I hope he can help you take your application to the next level. So today we're going to learn about how to fill out your CAAPID application. So let's get to it.
Open up a browser of your choice and type INBDE.org and search. Now the official page of American Dental Education Association opens up. You can scroll down and find a tab for INBDE CAAPID. CAAPID stands for Centralized Application for Advanced Placement for International Dentists. You can click on Get Started. Scroll further down and you'll find the option to apply to CAAPID. Click on that. Now this page opens up where you will find two options. First, to sign in and the other to create an account. If you do not have an account, first we need to create an account. Click on that. Now this page asks for your personal information, your first name, your last name, email address, phone number, and it asks you to create a username and password. Make sure that the details that you provide on this page match with the government issued ID, because that may be verified when you're being admitted to an institute. Also make sure that you keep the username and password safe and remember it, as you will require it for the rest of your application cycle. And scroll down and check all the boxes and create your account. Now you can enter your username and password and sign in. Then you will see your application page. So CAAPID basically accumulates all your information, personal, academic, supporting, and sends it to the programs you've selected. So you will see the tabs below: personal information, academic history, supporting information, and program materials. So we will go through all the tabs step by step. Let's begin with personal information. Personal information, you will find several other tabs. So let's get started with agreement statements. You can go through this information. It is an agreement that says that you will abide by the INBDE CAAPID's conduct guidelines, and you can check on this box. If you scroll further down, you will see them asking for permission to release your application materials to the programs. You can click on that box too. If you scroll further down, they are asking for permission to release your name and contact information before you submit your application. You can check either yes or no. You can go through all this information and then check on the final box and save and continue. On save and continue, you will be given an option to continue to the next section or go to the dashboard. Let's continue to the next section. This is personal information you can fill out and and again save and continue. Contact information. It will ask you for your current address. If you are in the United States for a master's program or for anything else, you can put in your address as current address and your permanent address as the one from your home country. Current address is the same as your permanent address. You can check this box which says, is this your permanent address, and click on yes. They'll ask you what type of visa you have. You can select from the options that they provide. All of this information should match the information on your government issued ID, because this will be verified when you're admitted to a program. So make sure that you make no mistakes here. If your visa does not fall under the categories that they have already mentioned, you have an option to explain the type of visa you have in this box below. Then click on save and continue. Race and ethnicity, you can select from the options that they've mentioned below. This section is not mandatory. If you want to skip it, you can skip it entirely and save and continue. Under the personal information tab, the last section is for other information. In other information, they'll first ask you for your dent pin. If you scroll further down, they'll ask you for language proficiency, as in what is your first language. Even if English is not your first language, it doesn't matter, you can enter it here and add another language. They'll ask you if any of your licenses or clinical privileges have been revoked. You can answer accordingly, and if you have any relatives in oral health. Check all the boxes and save and continue. Now, the next section on your application is academic history. The first section would be colleges attended. If you scroll down, you can add a college or university. Now, you can enter the name of your university and check if it is in the options that they have provided. If you can't find your university, you can click on can't find your school. Now, out of the three options, you can select whichever suits you best. So I'm going to click on unlisted French speaking Canadian or other foreign institutions. You can provide your school's country. If you are planning to obtain or have you obtained the degree already from this college or university, so I'm going to click on yes. They're going to ask you questions if you are in progress or if you've already graduated. You can select the type of degree that you have earned. I'm going to select Bachelor of Dental Surgery, the month and the year that you've earned that degree, what your major was. So I'm going to select dentistry. If you have also gotten your master's degree from your home country, you can add another degree by clicking on this option. Then you can choose the option that suits you. I'm going to select degree awarded. Then select type of degree. So say it's a master's program. It could be Masters of Health Science Administration or any degree that you've earned, and the rest of the information remains the same. Now, when you scroll down, they will ask you what type of term system did your college or university use. We're going to select semester. Are you still attending this college? No. So your first semester and your last semester will be mentioned on your yearly mark sheets, so you can enter the dates from that and click on save. Once you've entered your college or university and the details accompanying it, you will see a message called transcripts are required. This means that ADEA CAAPID needs your ECE or VES evaluations to make sure that the information that you've entered matches with that. So make sure that you send your ECE report to ADEA CAAPID. How to do that? I've covered that in a video and I'll leave the link to that video in the description box below. In the next section, they'll ask you for your dental school details. In the first section, they ask you to enter the name of your parent institution. So in some countries, the university granting the degree is different and the college or site where you attend dental school is different. So that's what they're asking you to mention, the parent institution where you which grants you your degree. Underneath that, they ask you to enter the name of the college. Select your home country. Select the degree type. Could be Bachelor of Dental Surgery, Doctor of Dental Surgery. Enter the year your degree was given. So this year is mentioned on your degree. So make sure you enter that year. Were the courses you took during your dental education in English? Yes or no? So from your first class until graduation, how many years was this program? So this is inclusive of your mandatory rotations or your internship. Now they ask you if these years included a mandatory rotation. If yes, you can click on yes, it included my mandatory rotation. Does your dental school use GPAs? So if your dental school used a percentage system or a grade system, you can select no. But if they use GPAs and you did not have to convert it using your ECE, you can select no. If there's any other information that you would like to add for the programs to get to know your academic or clinical background better, this is the box where you can add that information and click save and continue. The next section is previous applications and attendance. If you scroll down, they'll ask you about any applications that you've made to US dental schools before this present application cycle. You can click on the box that suits you. They ask you again if you've applied to any dental programs in the US apart from the present cycle, which include internships, certificate courses, residencies, preceptorships, or any other program that you've matriculated from in the US or Canada. They also ask you if you've been suspended, on probation, or dismissed from any of the universities for any violations. You can select accordingly and click on save and continue. The next section is ADA standardized tests. If you scroll down, you'll see various tests and you can select if you've taken it and you'll send official scores. Have taken and plan to retake, will take, or have not taken. So you can select accordingly. Now, INBDE Part 1 and Part 2. The reason that they're asking this is that the exam was discontinued a few years back, but some of the students or candidates have taken that exam and their scores are still valid. So if you've taken INBDE Part 1 and are reapplying for this cycle, or you're applying for the first time, you can select have taken and will send official results. You cannot select have taken, plan to retake, will take. But if you've taken the INBDE, you have to select have not taken. Same goes for NBDE Part 2. And if you've given the NBDE Part 1 and Part 2, you can select have not taken for the INBDE. And click on save and continue. Now, the last section under academic history would be standardized tests. You can self-report your TOEFL test scores, or you can send them directly to INBDE CAAPID using the code #B451. It can take up to a week or two for the TOEFL scores to be sent to INBDE CAAPID. You can enter the details under this section, add test score. You can mention if you've taken it or you plan to take it. I'm going to select yes, I've taken it. You can enter the date when you took the test, which test you took, internet-based test, IBT paper edition or paper-based test. However, I would suggest that you take the internet-based test because that's more widely accepted. You can enter your test registration ID. They'll ask you for your scores on the test if you've taken the listening test and if you've taken the speaking test. Finally, your total score, and you can save this test. If you've sent your TOEFL score reports or any other score reports directly from the official website to INBDE CAAPID and want to check the status, if you've received them, you can check it here under the tab check status, and you'll know if you've received the test reports. I hope you liked this video and was helpful to you guys. Because the information is a lot to compile in one video, I'm going to be making two parts. In the second part, I'll be covering information about how to fill out supporting information and add programs to send your application to. So stay tuned and I'll see you next time.